Hello again, horizontal lovers. This is day 8 of my 28-day video challenge. Little frog in my throat this morning. I haven't spoken much yet today. It's a holiday here in Bali, Galangan, and this morning the people who work at this beautiful villa came and blessed the altar with offerings of fruit and food and incense and flowers and honey for the gods. I do feel that this place is blessed, and I feel so grateful to be here. I loved that first video in the pool so much that I wanted to invite you with me into the pool in my villa. Are you ready? I'm not sure that I can use this video because I think I just might have flashed everybody. And also got a little bit of water up my nose, but it was totally worth it. And I wanted to talk today about an adventure that I had yesterday. I went to Canggu, and I thought Canggu might be the place for me because it's a place full of digital nomads working on their creations, working remotely, surfing in the mornings, working in the afternoons, and eating delicious food at night. So I thought, oh my god, well that sounds delicious. That'll probably be a great place for me to land. And also maybe I'll meet some really hot men. Definitely that thought crossed my mind. And not only did the hot men not look at me, but I had a really stressful experience. In fact, the most stressful experience that I've had since I've been here, and perhaps even the most stressful day that I've had in months, including all winter in New York. The traffic, the Balinese traffic that I spoke about here may just be in Ubud and outside of Canggu. It's definitely not happening in Canggu because I found the traffic there to be incredibly aggressive. I was riding my motorbike in the way that I am accustomed to, being somebody who's learning, being somebody who's a defensive driver, not an aggressive driver, slowly on the left-hand side of the street so people can pass me, and people were aggressive with their honking, and just generally driving really forcefully in a way that did not feel pleasurable, in a way that I felt a bit scared on the road. I went to buy a new helmet because I forgot. I left my helmet here in Ubud and I forgot to bring it, so I needed to buy a new one. And on my way to the shop, I almost got in an accident a couple of times because the way that they were driving made me so nervous that I made some really foolish mistakes. And this is why Kadik said relax, 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 right? Because if you get nervous and you tense up, you're much more likely to make not just one little mistake, but then a compounded mistake that gets worse and gets more and more dangerous. And that is what happened. Luckily, I am safe and I am all right, but it shook me. And then I was visiting these two Italian travel bloggers. They're lovely women, Wildflower Mood and The Lazy Trotter on Instagram. And I wanted to see how they make their businesses work, what their life is like. 'Cause I would like a more digital nomad lifestyle. I would like a digital nomad lifestyle, to be location independent. That's the next dream. And so I wanted to see, how are they doing it? How are they making it work? How are they making it happen? First of all, they work very hard. It was a fairly hectic day. It was challenging for me to follow them on the motorbike, and I was already shaken up. I was already almost crying in the morning because I almost went the wrong way. I wound up kind of marooned on the right-hand side of the street. I knew that people were very unhappy with me. I was not pleased with myself either. And then I was trying to follow them. And if you know what it's like to try and follow somebody in a car, following them on a motorbike when it's your third or fourth day driving is perhaps exponentially more difficult. So we were on this pitted road, and everywhere, oh, there's a little beetle in the water. Everywhere, away. Everywhere there was corrugation and pock marks, and so it was and then huge potholes, and so I was trying to follow them, trying to navigate, and also trying to make sure that I didn't fall over, that I didn't harm myself. I think I need to do a little spin because it's, oh no, I can't use the video. Okay, I feel a little better now. So I was following them, and we went to a place where they were picking up some swimsuits to do a collaboration, and I experienced what it was like to be the, like the sort of tagger on, like I wasn't the special one with hundreds, thousands of followers. And so we were there for about an hour, and I was feeling that left-outedness, and then we went to their co-working space, but it was only for an hour and a half, so it didn't make sense for me to do a day pass. I went across the street and tried to make friends with a handsome Dutch man. I don't know how well that works. We'll see. But I tried. I put myself out there again and again. And then we went for a photo shoot, which was what I was most excited about, right? Creating beautiful images with them. They make such beautiful things. And we went out to this black sand beach that's pretty remote and drove down the rockiest road I think I have ever been on in my entire life, including in Hawaii, including when I drove across rural parts of the Southwest. It was, and it was a bit scary. I was rattled. I reminded myself, I was breathing deeply. I reminded myself of Kadek's instructions to stay calm. And I relaxed my elbows and I relaxed my shoulders over and over and over again, and made it there without incident. And then had another experience of what it was like to be the one who was a spare. I think that's what they call it when there's a royal family and the next in line for the throne has a sibling. They're called, really unfairly and unkindly, I think, the spare to the heir. So just in case your heir is gone. So I felt a bit like a spare, and a spare Instagram person, a spare model in this experience. And it's no fault of these women. They were extremely kind. They wanted to include me, but I didn't even feel comfortable enough. Like, it would have been amazing to have some horizontal photos on the black sand, but I didn't even feel comfortable enough to ask. I was just stressed. I was not in my glory. I was not in my pleasure. I did not feel in my power. I was following them. I was tagging along, and I didn't wind up being in the best humor. I felt on edge. I was on the verge of tears. I did even cry a little bit at the co-working space. Christina comforted me. I wasn't also able to release those emotions. So it was a challenging day, even though there was a lot of beauty in it. Being on that black sand beach was glorious. I wish I had some better images to show you, but perhaps I did take part in one person mandala where 4 of us were part of a mandala that was shot by drone from up above, and that's a pretty neat thing to be a part of. And I'm not sorry that I went. I wound up thinking, wow, maybe I just wasted my time. I certainly wasted some money, but did I really? Did I waste anything? So I spent, you know, a bit over $100 with the cabs back and forth, with paying for 2 nights to stay with them at the villa, which I did not wind up doing, and with the new helmet, right? So and food and incidentals are the things that I would have done anyway. And I spent one day to learn that Canggu is probably not the healing, pleasurable place for me. It's probably not the place where I'm going to create my best work. It's probably not a place for me to go after I leave this enchanted villa. So now I know, and I don't show up there with my 3 suitcases thinking that this is going to be the place for me and then feel a bit stranded. I had this place, this villa here, I left my things here, I just took a tiny little satellite suitcase and I tried it out. And that's all we can do, right, is experiment and try things out. I think what I meant when I was saying to myself, oh, this was a waste of my time, was I got uncomfortable. But discomfort is so informative. And now I know. Now I know that, gosh, I feel so delicious in Ubud. It might behoove me to stay here a bit longer, maybe even the entire time. Maybe I'll just make a couple of day trips to places when I want to go and take my surf lesson. Perhaps I just go early in the morning and then I come back in the evening, because this feels like a satellite home. This feels like a place to land and breathe. A breath. A bug. Ah. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm grateful for you for witnessing. Let's do a little spin. Oh! I lost you. Thank you for watching on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. I will be doing a live video show of Horizontal, and the topic is vulnerability hangovers, which was my topic of 2 days ago for this video. I want to talk more deeply about it. What are they? When do they happen? What do they bring up? How might we nurse them? So I hope you'll join me on Get Vocal. It's GETVOKL. Very easy to join the video call. And I'm thinking of it, it's really like Zoom or Skype had a baby with an AOL chat room from the days of yore. Because we can chat on the left, and then there's 4 spots where we can talk to each other, and people can join the spots and then cam down. I'm learning new terminology. I'm excited to discuss it all with you, and if you want me to thrive, I hope that you will show your support by showing up. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me.